Hello friends, it's Teal and welcome to another video. For context, I share study and productivity tips on Instagram as well as some snippets of my life. One of my frequently asked questions on Instagram is how to write neatly on the iPad, and that's what I'm going to show you today. I am also going to give my honest thoughts about the Paperlike screen protector. You can check the timestamps on this video as well if you have specific parts that you'd like to watch first. Of course, we're going to start with the basics. I am going to use my iPad mini for this video. I actually have two pencils. One is the Apple Pencil and the other one is a dupe from Isager. I am going to use the dupe for this video just to show you how it works. I'm going to link it on the description below if you want to check it out. You can actually use any note-taking apps, but for this video, we're going to use GoodNotes. Here are my go-to pen and paper settings. I always use the ball pen for a stable pressure all throughout. I love consistency, that's why I really don't use the brush pen and the fountain pen for my main text, since their thickness can vary depending on the pressure that you put on your Apple Pencil. Personally, I like to use 0.4 to 0.6mm thickness, but you can always experiment to know what works best for you. My handwriting actually looks so flimsy when I try to use 0.4 and below. For the paper, I always use grid paper. It really makes a big difference when writing, and I actually personally like the grid look. The grid lines will give you a better perspective, and you can always change your template back to plain after writing. You can use dark paper if you want to play around with the colors, just like what I'm doing here. I just love to use dark paper because I have more cute color choices like pastels, and the writing experience overall feels seamless and easier. For light colored paper, I never use solid white. I prefer the cream version and it just looks better in general. I think the white one is too harsh, at least for me. Even in UI designs, you'll notice that they rarely use a solid white color. The other white variations are just easier on the eyes. You can explore the different white variations using the color wheel tool on GoodNotes. This is actually a very popular tip, but I really don't use the zoom window tool in GoodNotes. Instead, I like to manually zoom in on the area that I am writing on. A lot of people love this tool, but for some reason, I just don't. To each their own, I guess. If I have the luxury of time, I write small and just use the select tool to resize it afterwards. When I write small, I have more control over my handwriting. As a visual learner, I love color coding. You can assign different colors for every term or concept. This is why I love dark paper. There are lots of color choices, especially pastels. Almost all note-taking apps have this feature, and it's just so handy if you want your notes to look neater and organized. This is very important. Don't quit if your first paragraph doesn't look good. Usually, your notes will eventually look better once you have written more. Just take a look at this. With just the title, it doesn't really look that good, but once it's complete, it looks really better. If you really want to improve your iPad handwriting, just keep on practicing. This might sound a bit cliche, but it's true. You can use free practice sets on the internet. I actually created a handwritten font, and to be honest, I've been using it more ever since. I created them using the app called Calligrapher, and you can find tons of tutorials online on how to create your own font. But if you don't want to go through all that trouble, you can just purchase my fonts on my Etsy shop, and they are very affordable, guaranteed student-friendly price. A handwritten font is a real game changer. You can write quickly during lectures and still have a neat and cute notes after. It is also a huge time saver for me because I can instantly make my notes look organized with minimal effort. I actually had a more positive attitude towards iPad note-taking when I created these fonts. Okay, now I am going to give my honest review about the Paperlike screen protector. Well, the first one, for full disclosure, was sponsored by Paperlike. I loved it so much and it generally improved my writing experience. Because I loved it so much, I actually bought one myself for my iPad mini. I wanted to explore some dupes, but I just don't have the luxury of time to test out different matte screen protectors to see what's best. With Paperlike's credibility and good reputation, I decided to go for it to save myself some time since I'm very busy. Okay, now it's time for the important question. Do you really need a Paperlike screen protector? Well, to keep things short, it all boils down to how you mainly use your iPad. If you mainly use it for school, you're most likely to read and take lots of notes with it. It's really worth it if you use your iPad for your studies because it also helps with reducing eye strain when reading. It also provides excellent grip for your pencil, making the writing experience better as well. If you use your iPad mainly for entertainment, then I won't recommend it since you won't be using it to its full potential and it can be quite a waste of money. So that's the end of the video and thank you so much for checking it out and I hope you found the tips useful. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up and you can also suggest future content that you would love to see on the comments section.